So what happens in special cases? What happens if, let's say, you come to the end of solving a multi-step equation and you get something weird like this? And I know there's a lot of words up here, but look at these numbers right here. Look at this part right here. Okay? What happens if you're solving this multi-step equation and you come to this conclusion, 3 equals 7? Well, you got to say to yourself, well, that can't be right. That's pretty ridiculous. So if you come out with an untrue statement like this, where it's obviously untrue, all right, there's no variables involved, it's pretty clear 3 does not equal 7, then we would say there's no solution. So in solving this multi-step equation, we're going to use distributive property first. All right, so it's 3 times 3x. I'm going to keep my equal sign here to remember what side of the equation I'm on. So 3 times 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. The x is going to stay. And then 3 times x. Well, we don't know what x is, but 3 times x. Okay? Over here, we're going to combine our like terms as we simplify down. So 9x plus 3x, same variable, same exponential power, so that's 12x. Minus 10 doesn't have an x in it, so we can't combine it, so we're just going to keep it. Combine these like terms, so I get 12x minus 10 equals, again, this is 12x. We have variables on both sides of this equation. You can subtract the whole term from one side to the other. If you want, let's subtract it from here. So we do 12x. Now before I told you, we could do our addition piece first to get that variable by itself. But because I have variables on both sides, let's make all the variables and get them over to one side first. Then we'll take care of that addition subtraction piece, all right? So let's subtract 12x from both sides of my equation, okay? 12x minus 12x, you do it with the x. You can't separate the 12 and the x. You keep them together. That becomes 0, and you're left with 10x on this side. 12x minus 12x is 0. Well, here's your solution. Negative 10 equals 0, but that can't be right, so the answer would be no solution. Infinite solutions works in a similar way. When you solve your equation and you get to the conclusion that 3 equals 3, that's an absolutely true statement. There is nothing wrong with that. That means we have all solutions, or in other words, infinite solutions. All right. When we get into linear functions, you'll find that this indicates that we have, on either side of this expression, both these expressions would be the same. They're identical, and you can tell that just by looking at this example problem. Okay. When a solution is 0, 0 is an answer. It's okay if you get 0. All right? So that should give you an idea of special cases and multi-step equations. Be careful that if you're allowed to use fractions in multi-step equations, we're also allowed to use decimals. So all of those rules apply, and we'll be doing plenty of practice with that.